Halftime TV viewers and subscribers, as promised, we're going to do the player rating for the Jamaica team versus Guadeloupe. Now, mind you, Jamaica won that game 2-1, but I thought it fit that we come on here and we give you our assessment of each player's showing on the day. You know, sometimes the results can be misleading, and in this case, it's one of those instances. Before I go any further, remember, smash the like button and subscribe to Halftime TV if you haven't yet done so. Now, on the night, Jamaica came out as heavy favorites. We were expected to win this game, but at the end of the day, it was holding on for dear life, and Leon Bailey spoke about it in his post-game press conference or post-game interview, where he said the team needs to do better. The team needs to up their game. They need to improve, and they need to improve very, very quickly if they are to progress through to the next round. Now, the game against Panama is coming up quick and fast, and they need to correct all these errors from the game against Guadeloupe if they are to get anything against Panama. Mind you, Panama won their game against Guatemala, which means they're now on 6 points, and they're on top of the group that Jamaica is in. Jamaica is in second place, by the way. So Jamaica in second place, Panama in first place, Guatemala is in third place. But Guatemala tied on points with Jamaica. The mere fact that Jamaica scored more goals, that's why Jamaica is in second place. So what it means now is going into the final game, all teams will basically need to win their match. All teams need to win their matches, because if Jamaica beats Panama and they beat Panama handsomely, and Guatemala beats Guadeloupe handsomely, then Jamaica and Guatemala are advancing. So it's a must-win game for every team in the group, and unless every team except Guadeloupe, because Guadeloupe winning their game would be basically as a formality, would be as a level of pride, just coming to the Gold Cup and ensuring that you won a game before you left. That's it. But as for the other three teams, they need to win. They need to win. It's a must win. But anyway, I'm gonna do a preview for that game closer to the date. But for now, let's do the player rating. And in this one, I'm going to start from the attacking phase back to the goalkeeper. I think in the previous one we started with the goalkeeper and we made our way forward. I'm going to start from the attacking phase this time around. So in striker, we had Warner Brown starting. We had Atkinson, the Jamaican attacker. He started in this one as well. Demari Gray, he was in there. John Russell, Leon Bailey. And then in midfield, we had Joel Latibodir. We had Amari Bell, Richard King, and Ethan Pinnock, and Dexter Lembikisa on that right back position. And in goal, we had Andre Blake. Our ratings for the attackers. For Warner Brown, I thought, again, it was another game where he didn't receive a lot of clear-cut chances. His hold-up play was good. He supplied Leon Bailey for that assist, and for that, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Primarily because, again, no service. There wasn't any clear-cut opportunity where I could say, okay, he should have put that one away. But mere fact that he got the assist for Leon Bailey, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. So 6 out of 10 for Warner Brown. Not the best result, or not the best rating, but not the lowest rating either. For Atkinson, first half, made some bright passes, but I think he just wasn't offering enough for the team going forward. And at the end of the day, the coach didn't see the impact that he wanted from the player. We didn't see the impact either, and I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. He only played the first half of football, so that's why I'm taking him out. 5 out of 10 for that first half. Demari Gray, I'm going to give him 6 out of 10 as well. Body language wasn't the most positive, and I find this over the game that I've seen Demari Gray. He doesn't really celebrate with the players. Doesn't really celebrate. Like, you know, when players score and they run over to the corner flag and not. So, I don't know. I don't know how to interpret it. But overall, his body language wasn't there. He provided a brilliant cross into the box for John Russell's goal, which was ultimately the game decider. But apart from that, he looked lethargic. He looked disinterested. He looked as if he, quite frankly, didn't want to be there. It wasn't one of his brightest games. So I'm going to give Demari Gray 6 out of 10 as well. And 6 out of 10 only because he got the assist. So Warner Brown 6, Demari Gray 6, We're going to give Atkinson, as I said, 5 out of 10. Jonathan Russell, I think he has so much energy. Came up with a big goal again for Jamaica last night, and that's what, 3 goals in the last couple of months. Scored against Nigeria, scored against Guatemala, and now here scoring against Guadeloupe. So Jonathan Russell, he slowly putting himself in there as a mainstay in the Jamaican team. And over here at halftime, we were asking for him to be removed for this game. So as I said, tongue-in-cheek moment for us, because he went out there and he got on the score sheet, and ultimately his goal decided the game and means that Jamaica goes into the final day on 3 points. So John Russell, I'm going to give him a 7.5 out of 10. 7.5 out of 10 for John Russell. Okay, 7.5 out of 10. Next up, we have Leon Bailey, and the game against Guatemala at the National Stadium. It keeps coming back to me, because the fans were saying it was his best game in a Jamaican jersey. I think this one is actually better. I'm going to give Leon Bailey in this game 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 because he was substituted midway the second half, and also he picked up a yellow card. Apart from that, I think he was brilliant. He was running at the defenders. He was brave to be taking those chances. As I mentioned in the previous video, one of the shots came from 65 yards out, knocked on the goal post, smashed the upright again, and he got a goal. So Leon Bailey hitting the woodwork twice, getting on the score sheet, basically getting Jamaica back into this game and spurring the comeback that Jamaica came up with on the day. So I think Leon Bailey deserved 8 out of 10 for this game. In midfield, Joel Latibaudiere, I know he played at right back the last game, and then he ended up going into midfield in the second half. Makeshift number 6 in the Jamaican team, the position that Jamaica has been struggling so badly in for the past couple of years. Isaac Hayden not in the squad anymore, and as such, Joel Latibaudiere had to be tucked in there, especially since Damian Lowe picked up an injury. But I must say he looked better than Damian Lowe in that number 6 position. And although I'm not going to give him the biggest of rating, because I don't think he was that impactful, I still think he got the job done. So 6 out of 10 for Joel Latibaudiere. He wasn't as quick enough. It wasn't quick enough for me. Made some good tackles, but overall I just didn't see it. And even for the goal, it's almost as if he didn't anticipate the ball coming across him to come into the Guadeloupe player in the box. So 6 out of 10 for Joel Latibaudiere. Dexter Lembikisa, I'm going to give him 6.5 out of 10. Didn't really have much to do for the game. And let me tell you folks, as far as Google ratings go, they give all the Jamaican defenders 4+ out of 5. Right? We won't do it that way here. We won't do it that way here. For Richard King, I'm going to give him a 6.5 out of 10. And for Ethan Pinnock, I'm giving him 6.5 out of 10 as well. I think they handled the easy ones, and the tricky ones, it was more about the Guatemala team not executing properly, as well as Andre Blake correcting those, than the defenders being brilliant. So I'm going to give Ethan Pinnock and Richard King 6.5 out of 10 each. Richard King, Ethan Pinnock, 6.5 out of 10 each. And a lot of you might not agree with it, so if you don't agree, let me know below. Amari Bell on the left-hand side, playing left back. I think Phyton had the beating of him. He was trying to pin him. Phyton, obviously bigger and stronger than he was, and at some points during the game, he appeared clueless. So I'm going to give Amari Bell 5.5 out of 10. 5.5. There were occasions where he looked good against Phyton, but for the rest of it, I think he struggled, and as a result, that's the flank that the goal came from. His flank was the flank that the goal came from. And even throughout the game, the Guadeloupe team, they were aiming on that side. That's where most of their attacks came from, Amari Bell's side, because they realized that he couldn't handle the Guadeloupe players coming on that side. So Amari Bell, 5.5 out of 10. 5.5 out of 10 for Amari Bell. Did I say 5.5? Yeah. We're giving him our 6. Alright, let's give him 6. 6 out of 10 for Amari Bell. 6.5 Ethan Pinnock, 6.5 Richard King, and finally we have in goal, we have Andre Blake. And in my opinion, Andre Blake was Jamaica's highest rated player on the day. He was Jamaica's best player by a mile and then some. That's how good he was. He made some brilliant saves, some saves that you only see in FIFA, like on the video game. That's how excellent and how brilliant he was. However, it's impossible for me to give him a 10 out of 10 because obviously he didn't keep a clean sheet. As a result, I'm going to give him a 9.5 out of 10. So Andre Blake, Jamaica's highest rated player on the day, I'm giving him 9.5 out of 10. Okay, the distribution, he had to kick it long a lot of the times, but for me, a goalkeeper's job is to stop the ball from going into the back of the net. So all this where you expect the goalkeepers to play like centre backs and to it's good that he starts the attack some of the times, and I think one of the occasions he kicked it long, and Kaheem Dixon, when he came on, he headed the ball forward and it was latched onto, and I think it was a last ditch tackle that prevented the attacker from getting in there. But I think Andre Blake was brilliant on the day. As for the substitutes, because I almost forgot the substitutes, and one such substitute. Let's speak about the two of them. We have Karai Anderson and we have Ronaldo CEPHAS. I'm going to speak to both of them because they had more time on the pitch. Now, Mikel Antonio and Kaheem Dixon, they came on at the latter stages of the game, so I won't give them a rating. But for Karai Anderson and Ronaldo CEPHAS, let's speak about it. Anderson first. Karai Anderson was good when he came on. He was running. He was giving us that extra bit of energy in the midfield, and that's what we were expecting when we did our preview. We said we expected Karai Anderson to start in that number 6 position to give the Jamaican team a lot more energy in there and a little bit of hustle. We didn't get that energy from Latibodier, but it was fine. It was fine. Guadeloupe wasn't the greatest opposition in midfield, and as such, I think we could get away with it. Karai Anderson, he came on. He showed a level of maturity, even though he's very young. As I said in the previous video, at one point he took the ball over to the corner flag and tried to hold it up over there because Jamaica was trying to defend a 2-1 lead, and at the end of the day, it ended up blowing the floodgates wide open because everyone was going left, right, and the Guadeloupe attacks kept on coming, and none of the Jamaican players were trying to take the sting out of the Guadeloupe team, not even to slow the game down any at all. And we saw Karai Anderson come in, and he did that. Picked up a yellow card as well, and some will argue that he should have been sent off. So I think he was good on the evening, not excellent but good. And as a result, I'm going to give him 7 out of 10. So Karai Anderson, 7 out of 10 for me on the day. Good cameo, came on second half. He was everywhere. He gave us what was missing from that midfield, that little bit of energy. Is he the answer long term for our midfield problems? Absolutely not. But on the evening, 45 minutes of football, he was okay. Now, finally, Ronaldo CEPHAS, and this is something that has been coming from the previous game where the fans were saying they don't know what Ronaldo CEPHAS is doing, but it's not connecting. It's not it. Saw Ronaldo CEPHAS break away a couple times yesterday, and again, decision making so poor. I don't know how you fix decision making in football. A couple weeks ago, we were waxing lyrical about Ronaldo CEPHAS and saying there is no fullback in the world who can stop him. Ronaldo CEPHAS is the only person who can stop him. Yeah, Ronaldo CEPHAS. His decision making extremely poor, so bad. So, Ronaldo CEPHAS' rating on the day, I'm going to give him 3 out of 10. He was Jamaica's worst player by a mile. So, Ronaldo CEPHAS, extremely bad. Bad. But, like, if I were the coach, he'd have to sit out the last game completely. Yeah, he had 2 bad games where one was, I think the game before this one was bad, and then this one was worse. So, it seemed as if it's on a downward spiral. So I don't know if game time will correct that or he needs to up that in training. I don't know. Let's see what Steve McLaren does going into the final game. But Ronaldo CEPHAS, Jamaica's worst rated player on the day with 3 out of 10. That's the rating Halftime TV is giving him. And the best player on the Jamaican team for the game against Guadeloupe was Andre Blake with a hefty 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, and as I said, that half only came off because he conceded a goal. By no fault of his, by the way. So yeah, overall, I think the team was not great, and the game against Panama, they need to fix things. Otherwise, Jamaica is going to be knocked out of the 2025 CONCACAF Gold Cup. Those are the ratings here. Let's hear what your thoughts are and share your ratings as well. Who was Jamaica's best rated player on the day and who was the worst one? Let's hear it below. Until next time.